Dosh, not Tosh.0
Yeah,
Dosh.
Dosh. I got it. But guys, let's take a look. And boys, a very similar team. I'm seeing a 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗶 mix, 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗶, 𝗵𝗂𝗡, Voldaren on both sides. The only differences are that 𝗬𝗃𝗃, 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗶,
Yeah.
𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and what did I miss? 𝗃𝗵𝗵. That is right. So very similar teams. It looks like just 3 Temtem difference. So is the 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 better than a 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃? I think comparing those directly, I think a little bit. You know, Wolfie kind of checks 𝗧𝗵𝗵 and 𝗵𝗀 a bit, and so does the 𝗬𝗵𝗵, able to eat up a bunch of those attacks. So Tosh perhaps on paper looking a slight advantage, but hey, it's so close. It's so close to call. There's no reason to be evaluating it like that. Let's just see what these guys have. It is gonna be just game number 1 here.
We do see Techh leading out with the 𝗵𝗂𝗡. Wait a minute, Dosh was the higher seed and he chose orange side. That's interesting.
Wow, you're so right, guys. That is something to know. Dosh did have the ability to choose blue side, but Pat is right. He said, you know, let's go orange side. Let's see if it pays off. It looks like in this opener, the 𝗧𝗏𝗺 has tend to get the better of the 𝗂𝗀, but Techh is a different tamer. We've seen Scoot have the tendency to leave in the 𝗂𝗀, but we don't know what Tech's tendencies are. This is just game number 1 here.
And this is a repeat of the opener in the last series. We did see 𝗵𝗂𝗡 versus 𝗵𝗂𝗡 2 games, I believe.
Yeah, I think in the semis it was looking like this opening. And you know, I will say, even without the finals finishing, I think the MVP of the entire tournament is 𝗵𝗂𝗡. What do you think, Pat?
I'm thinking for top cut for sure it's 𝗵𝗂𝗡. I did not get to watch as much of the Swiss as I would have liked, but the 𝗵𝗂𝗡 is doing a lot of work here on a lot of teams in the top cut.
Yeah, incredible. Definitely 𝗵𝗂𝗡. And yeah, I'm loving it as well. You know, we've been seeing rewards. We've been seeing a little bit of unnoticed too. So yeah, nice little diversity. But yeah, a powerhouse of a Temtem nonetheless. I really like this. I really like the design of it as well. But hey, the mix does get picked up. So 2 big crystal spikers on the side of Techh. How does Dosh want to answer? And hey, pretty good Temtem into both of those. Crystal bite into the mix. Hook kick into the 𝗵𝗀. Ladies and gents, let's go ahead and get into it. Finals time. Dosh versus Techh. Here we go. It's game number 1 of our finals.
All right, and we do see right away Tech's 𝗵𝗂𝗡 is her reward. So does Dosh ignore it for the first 5 turns again?
Well, hey, these are 2 different tamers here. So we have to see, of course, 𝗧𝗏𝗺𝗃 synergy is online, as we're seeing they're doing big 45% damage. The base jump bringing it close to 80% damage.
And here we go again with this deja vu. Toxic Ink into a base jump, taking out the 𝗂𝗀, and 𝗵𝗂𝗡 left at 20%. Have we seen that before?
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
As you said, a little deja vu. Maybe Techh didn't get to see too many of those because the 𝗂𝗀 has always been brought down, and Dosh has figured it out. This 2 pairing right here really takes a beating onto that 𝗧𝗏𝗺𝗃 fish there. Well done. However, Techh maybe knew that was potentially coming, immediately bringing out that Blood Seeker 𝗵𝗀. And I will say, I love the name. He is the Blood Seeker. When someone is low, when someone is bleeding, he is there.
Do we see a narco hit into this 𝗵𝗂𝗡? Goring comes out from the opposing 𝗵𝗂𝗡 into the 𝗬𝗏𝗃, which did swap in for his own 𝗵𝗂𝗡. Madness buff from the 𝗵𝗀, and a stare coming out again onto the 𝗵𝗀. So does not elect to do the narco hit and instead focusing on 𝗵𝗀, which I can't blame him for either.
That is right. So big madness buff. That's going to do a lot of value for the side of Techh. We all know how devastating a 𝗵𝗀 can be. That was a pretty good stare though. We saw how valuable that was, allowing the hook kick to just obliterate the 𝗏𝗏 later game. We'll see if we see a little bit of the same story throughout this matchup. But either way, 𝗏𝗏 currently nice and healthy at 70%. Can he get some kills here in the next couple turns?
And Dosh retreating the Nox for the 𝗬𝗪𝗧. Crystal Spike into the 𝗬𝗪𝗧 from the Madness buff to 𝗏𝗏, bringing it down to 30%, followed by the base jump, but it lives on 0.7% to strangle the 𝗏𝗏. What a huge play coming out from this 𝗬𝗪𝗧, surviving with 2 HP.
Yeah, devastating. I know Techh had it in mind to take down the 𝗬𝗪𝗧, but man, 𝗬𝗪𝗧 tanky as ever. A Crystal Spike and a base jump didn't get the job done. Impressive TVs. A lot of special defense, maybe a little defense as well.
And now Techh retreating the 𝗏𝗏, coming Volarend bringing in Volarend in place of 𝗏𝗏. 𝗬𝗪𝗧 leaving for the Volarend on Dosh's side as well. Base jump into the 𝗬𝗪𝗧 and had his 𝗬𝗪𝗧 respond with a crystal bite into the Volarend there. Wow, reading the swap. And you know, I think that was dangerous. I would have probably done a hook kick myself, just because if Mix had come in, I don't think hook kick would activate Puppet Master, but I'm pretty sure most players run a Mix to activate PM from a crystal bite.
Yeah.
However, he's not punished for that and does take the Volarend down to 48%.
Yeah, getting good damage on the swap there. And hey, I like Tech's decision to gun down this 𝗬𝗪𝗧. That 𝗬𝗪𝗧 hook kick will be the #1 thing to take down this 𝗏𝗏. But hyper kinetic strike, is it enough? Surviving by 8.3%. Is a sharp stab coming out to clean it up? Not before another HKS. So that should take the 𝗬𝗪𝗧 very low. And hey, the answers for this 𝗏𝗏 are getting a bit more slimmer here if this 𝗬𝗪𝗧 goes down, as we see. Wait a second, sharp stab not going off?
Maybe he didn't sharp stab. I mean, I don't think, unless again it is a hurry ward move flank, right? So maybe he's got it pretty speedy since it doesn't gain speed from its trait. So who knows? But that's got to be pretty speedy for the Goring to outspeed the sharp stabs. It has to be faster at base speed than the 𝗬𝗪𝗧.
Of course, 𝗬𝗪𝗧 tied with the fastest Temtem in the game, tied with 𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗰 and the Oshira, so it should have been always able to outspeed, but maybe doesn't run the technique, maybe running base speed. I don't know what you would play.
Chat saying he doesn't run sharp stabs, but I thought we saw it last series, no?
Yeah, I thought we did see it last series. I think they're just pulling our leg here. I think just not running speed on the 𝗬𝗪𝗧, something like max attack, max HP perhaps, just to get the tankier version. But yeah, it is what it is. The Goring does outspeed for the potential sharp stab, or guys, we don't know. He could have been trying to go for a big read for the hook kick potentially. But either way, 𝗬𝗪𝗧 coming out for now. Feather Gatling finally closing out this Volarend. So Techh, 2 Temtems down so far.
And Volarend gets the +2 speed. Does have 2 special attackers to worry about on the other side. 𝗬𝗪𝗧 does swap in to get poison ticks onto the move flank, which is the only damage the move flank has taken. Again, Dosh has not attacked this move flank yet. The only damage from toxic skin on 𝗬𝗪𝗧 2 times.
Yeah, pretty good value, just sacrificing the 𝗬𝗪𝗧, not taking too much damage, and getting a little bit of that toxic skin value. Not too shabby, but Pat, the mix is coming out onto the board. It hasn't really started doing anything, still at 100%. So we'll see. However, Dosh does have 2 AoE techniques on both of these Temtems. 𝗧𝗏𝗺 usually running Acid Reflux, Volarend usually having that Toxic Plume. So both of those can bring it down if you get the mix low enough. It's not at that position just yet, so obviously those techniques won't be deployed yet. But this is close. 𝗧𝗏𝗺 move flank Volarend on the side of Dosh. A very low stamina move flank and a Madness buff 𝗏𝗏 mix on the side of Techh. I think with that Madness buff, it gives a slight edge to Techh. Or a decent edge to Techh, I want to say.
Yeah, I would say Tech's got the edge here because this move flank on Dosh's side is so low. We do see Vlash coming in here for that move flank, and a Feather Gatling from Volarend into that move flank, which did become the Vlash, down to 27%. A Crystal Spikes onto the Volarend isn't enough at -3 special defense. No, it survives a 28%, and a narco hit gonna be enough to take out the Vlash.
Oh,
Wow, he got punished hard for swapping in that Vlash there, and what a read coming out from Dosh. Does not want
yeah.
to touch the mix, maybe fearing that Puppet Master, even though he's got some AoE, but still making a good read, getting the Vlash out of the game, and now the balance switches over to Dosh's
Yeah,
advantage.
100%. Tech was only getting that edge because of the Vlash, but making a risky swap. It looks like he was just wanting to gun down the move flank. I think you had to let it go. You had to let the move flank fall so that you could bring in the Vlash scot-free. A costly mistake. Hyperkinetic doing the rest of the job, and now all the weight is on Mix's shoulders. He has to take down 2 Temtems, but wait a minute. The mix doesn't feel all that bad. Look how much the Crystal Spike just did.
Oh, and no move coming out of the Nox there. He didn't click a button, I think, because Crystal Spike was probably outspeeding whatever the Noxolotl put out. So
Yeah.
maybe just a little bit of an oversight there, but it's okay. I think Dosh has enough to take this mix out. But let's see, because it does have that sweatband, and it should be taking down the move flank here with an energy manipulation. 21% all the way to 0. So now it is just Noxolotl versus this mix, and we did see what, 37% from the spikes, so 2 more spikes to go until it goes all the way down. And
That
the
is
pink
right.
not doing too much, resisted by the crystal typing, so he does revert to the stair now.
Okay, trying to go for a potential Ŵ-See, so not going for the heavier stamina play of the Crystal Spike, but Psysurge still doing enough, guys. 1 Crystal Spike to overexert, and this is the downside of not playing Trance. If this was indeed Trance, +2 special defense would have done wonders, but no. Techh, even though he lost his Vlash, mix is more than enough to get the W, so GG, Techh getting game number 1 of our final series. Let's jump over to Tech's corner. I will update the scoreboard here. So Dosh on the right side is 1 game up, but let's see what Techh has in store for us. He is looking, and hey, PatPharm, Techh had the decision. Oh, no, never mind. Dosh had the decision and did indeed pick the blue side.
Yeah, maybe he was just trying out something else game 1, but deciding blue side has the advantage maybe a little bit in this matchup, so he does go with blue side here. We do see Skunch and 𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗆 respectively on Tech's side and Dosh's side, opening with this Volarend. Let's see how Techh responds.
Alright, so pretty good Temtems into anything Dosh can put together. Doesn't have the fire courage. Didn't like the matchup of dying super early against that Noxolotl. Does he want to pick it up? If he does, I would have been impressed. Yeah, I was about to say not against a Volarend start, but hey, the MVP of this top cut is indeed this move flank, starting off with the exact same mirror match. So this is very interesting. Both of these tamers have pretty much the identical set of plays to do opening turn. With the exception, I believe one of these tamers is running Hurrywart, right? And the other one running Unnoticed? I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe Techh is Hurrywart and Dosh has the Unnoticed, if I got that correctly.
Yeah, honestly, it might be the other way around, but we'll see. We'll see. Of course, we will commentate it as it is once we get into those games. But it looks like the ban for Techh was indeed the 𝗂𝗶𝗶, and a good ban. 𝗂𝗶𝗶 so strong into Seismunch, Vlash, Gyalis, Mix. Decently good into the Fire Courage too. So solid ban. And it looks like Dosh not wanting to deal with that Vlash. So Vlash had the potential to make a big play. But it looks like Techh didn't need it at the end of the day. Or wait. Wait, Techh won the game. What am I talking about? Why did I give the score to Dosh? There we go.
Well, they switched sides, didn't they? Because we flopped to her spectating, right?
Yeah, so Techh is 1-up game, so the scoreboard is reflecting it. And hey, a Temtem, we did not get to see this entire top cut. It is 𝗧𝗵𝗶 without a 𝗂𝗵𝗶, without a water Temtem. Who is taking down this 𝗧𝗵𝗶? I guess Mix is a decent answer, but we all know 𝗧𝗵𝗶 wreck obliterates Mix.
He does have the 𝗂𝗶𝗵. He does have a lot of special damage from Valoran with which resists also the earth damage from the wreck. So he has got some answers. The lack of 𝗂𝗵𝗶 does hurt him, because 𝗂𝗵𝗶 is a good option to both evade the wreck completely and hit back first with a plague. But we do see 𝗧𝗲𝗺 coming out and Mix finishing up both lineups here.
There we go. The man that made it to the finals with the 𝗧𝗲𝗺 does not want to let it sit on the bench. But this will be game number 2 of our finals. Can Techh solidify his first ever victory in our tournament series? Or does Dosh say, not while I'm still standing? And hey, these guys got here very rapidly. So Feather Gatling on the opposing Valoran. I would imagine Techh has about the same play here. Oh, going for the move flank instead.
Yeah, because it is an unnoticed move flank, so he is wanting to at least hit it one time, and then does hit Valoran with the base jump. So base jump on both Volorans, but Techh splitting damage, getting the Feather Gatling onto the move flank instead of the Valoran.
Yeah, so that unnoticed, as we always said, it makes your opponent play a little bit more funkier, right? A course of FG onto Valoran would have been nice, but you don't want to let those speed buffs start stacking up too soon. So this is the big question. Which HKS is going first? We see here Techh does indeed have the speed arrow. So if there's a speed tie, both of these Temtems have max speed investment. Tech's Valoran will be going first. Does Dosh understand that and make an appropriate swap? It looks like Mix, perhaps the only Temtem that can maybe eat that kind of well. Maybe put himself into Puppet Master range.
Potentially, we'll see. But either way, we gotta figure out a plan here for Techh to deal with this Valoran.
Yeah, so hey, it is confirmed Techh was the one with 𝗏𝗏𝗺, and it looks like Dosh is the one with unnoticed. But Valoran on the side of Dosh does retreat because of that speed tie, and it is indeed the Mix. So let's see what... Oh, the double swap for the side of Dosh here.
Oh, does the HKS the move flank slot, which is now the 𝗂𝗶𝗵, big value if he did. HKS, oh, into the Mix. Is it gonna go to Puppet Master? Oh, 55%, just above it.
Oh, but the goring!
Oh no, 27.5%. But you know what? He does have, more than likely has Toxic Plume here to threaten out the Mix. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to kill with just one poison tick. It would have to do the rest of the 15%.
Yeah,
with toxic damage, which is resisted by the Mix.
Yeah, it's a little bit too high. I don't think T-Plume, 12.5%. Yeah, I don't think you could do the initial damage. Crystal's resistant to toxic. So yeah, I don't think just yet, but he still has answers. 𝗧𝗵𝗶 wreck in the back line. That's going to go burr as soon as it goes online. But Valoran retreating, and it's going to be 𝗧𝗵𝗶. Hold up. If Dosh wanted to make a big read, Psy Surge onto the bird, this can be a big amount of damage.
He does go with Psy Surge onto the bird, which does become the 𝗧𝗵𝗶. It's down to 21%, and the move flank gets strangled. So now we have a big problem here for Techh.
Yeah, big problem is an understatement. Huge problem indeed. This Mix can just retreat for something like a 𝗧𝗲𝗺. 𝗧𝗵𝗶 wreck gets eaten up from this 𝗂𝗶𝗵's Noxel, and then 𝗂𝗶𝗵 has a water jet online. That should be more than enough to clean up the 𝗧𝗵𝗶. So Dosh getting a huge read there. Of course, Psy Surge would have killed the bird. So Techh, not a misplay, not a hiccup, but a costly switch in on that 𝗧𝗵𝗶.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen several series now with Dosh. He just refuses to hit this move flank with any mental attacks. He hasn't narcoed it. He manipulated it one time. He just does not like hitting move flank with mental for whatever reason. But you know what? He gets a big play here on the 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗶, bringing it down to 20%. Techh swapping out, bringing the 𝗬𝗚𝗃 in. Is this for the synergy wreck to hopefully take out this mix before it can move? But no, the mix retreats, bringing in the 𝗧𝗪𝗀 to eat it up and activate the toxic skin.
And he does keep things straightforward. The 𝗧𝗵𝗃 coming in, but this is exactly what we would expect from a high-level player like Taj, eating up that wreck very, very well. And let's see if 𝗬𝗪𝗃 directed everything, and maybe, oh no, it was strangled, of course. Toxic skin still does a little bit.
And he does get the double screen snared off of his 𝗧𝗵𝗃 there, which is actually a good thing because he's gonna lose the munch here next turn, and so it's not gonna be taking out a more important gear item for him.
That is right, and I see a couple of us in chat saying doubles toxic skin for toxic ticks. Imagine if it worked that way. That would be bananas. But no, 𝗧𝗵𝗃 at least has a final dim mac before going down to this toxic tick. Dim mac 3 prior move is online. Can something like a dim mac crystal bite get that 𝗬𝗪𝗃 out of here on the side of Dosh? And here we go. Dim mac deciding
he
to
targets
go.
the 𝗧𝗪𝗀, having slightly less HP, maybe the better play there. 40% left. Does the 𝗬𝗪𝗃 do it? Not quite enough, but with the chamomile immunity protecting that 𝗬𝗪𝗃 from the toxic ticks, sorry. And 𝗬𝗪𝗃 with the water jet into the 𝗬𝗪𝗃, bringing it down to 62%, and the munch goes down from the poison.
Yeah, not too bad. I didn't get to see what the 𝗬𝗪𝗃 did. Pat, did you catch that?
It water jetted onto the 𝗬𝗪𝗃.
Okay, so just some good clean damage, 62%. Let's see what Techh decides to bring in. This board isn't too friendly to him. He has a lot of physical damage. Luckily, that chamomile keeping the 𝗬𝗪𝗃 definitely protected from those toxic ticks. I guess 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶 feeling okay-ish here, and that is what he decides to bring in. And his mix hasn't been anywhere close to Puppet Master range just yet, so he's looking to get that going eventually, of course. But hey, mix actually feels pretty comfortable here. Of course, you got 3 prior for the Nox if you want to predict the Nox swap. Oh, but the 𝗬𝗪𝗃 retreats. Okay.
Yeah, 𝗬𝗪𝗃 retreats, which is what I thought we might see for the Valoran to bring HKS back online. The mix comes in on the side of Dosh as well. We do see Tech's mix with the Tech's mix with the crystal spikes into 𝗬𝗪𝗃. Sorry, that was just funny there.
Yeah. Yeah, making me hungry while we talk about these games. But hey, good swapping. So Techh cleanly brings in the Valoran. I was a bit worried that the Valoran would get caught with some kind of attack there. Of course, I guess it was reasonable. 𝗬𝗪𝗃 can't do too much into the Valoran, so not too bad. 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗃, as we said from the previous turns, it is not enough to take down the mix. So what does he want to do? HKS is online.
You know, I think he has to go with the HKS here. It's gonna be huge value. Is it enough to take out the move flank? Almost, and we'll see what the mix does here. It's got to be directed into the move flank, so it's gonna go down here as well with another crystal spike.
Yeah, not too shabby.
I would have liked to see maybe an energy manip to save a little bit of stamina, but it's crystal spike is okay too. It still has some stamina left, and actually the sweatband as well. They're both. Or no, Techh has sweatband. Dosh has a different item on his.
Yeah, it looks like Tech's mix could be kicking a bit longer. Not in Puppet Master range just yet, but honestly, Dosh doesn't have the greatest answers. He's gonna be relying a lot on that bird to just do all-out damage. This is pretty close. 3 Temtems on the side of Techh, 4 Temtems, I believe, on the side of Dosh. However,
Dosh might be able to take out this mix with a spike from his own mix.
Yeah, actually, very true. Very true. I think it's in the range that it does fall. Does Techh recognize that? You only have the move flank in the back, so you gotta be careful. Does Dosh make another crazy read? Psy Surge again into the mix spot. That's a bit too 5-head. But do you want to risk it for the biscuit? It is finals time. You're one game down. Is that what he wants to do? I feel like Crystal Spike's still good though. I think you play safe. Crystal Spike still does about half the HP remaining on the move flank. So I think he will be keeping it straightforward.
And you know, from Dosh's side, we could see the Psy-Surge coming out onto the mix just to know that he's not going to put it in Puppet Master from that. It is a resisted hit, so he can definitely finish it off with the Crystal Spike next turn, and it would be a perfect cover in case of the move flank swap.
Alright, so we're gonna see here the move flank does indeed come out. Techh was a bit worried about the Crystal Spike. Hook kick almost ending the 𝗂𝗶𝗆, and it was gonna be a Crystal Spike on the mix, so good swap. But hey, we said it was a safe play. Look at that, doing big damage, and should be able to, well, no, I think move flank naturally a bit speedier, so at least a Goring to kill that left spot doesn't feel all that bad. Unless
you know what? Plus, that Strangle did come out, so he's not going to be able to touch the mix still. Only the move flank can attack this turn, so even no matter what comes in and dies from the Goring, if it dies or not, he's not going to be able to hit this mix.
That is right. So Dosh bringing in the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 to sacrifice RIP to the... Did he name it? No, it's just a 𝗧𝗵𝗶, but the EM closing the book on this move flank. And now no more Strangle for this turn, so 𝗬𝗪's back at it again. A Crystal Bite online, everything rather online since one turn has passed. But it is the final 2 Temtems for Techh. Dosh has 3 Temtems to his name. Wait, let's take a look. Is Dosh bringing this for himself, or are these 2 Temtems too much?
I don't know. This is going to be tough here because the 𝗂𝗶𝗆 is basically dead before it moves. So it's really kind of more like a 2v2 just with an extra attack that Techh has to do to get that 𝗂𝗶𝗆 down.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll have to see if the Volorend HKS is enough to bring down either slot here. What he decides to do, does he double up into the 𝗬𝗪s, or does he hit the mix, try to one-shot it from this range with the Crystal Spikes? We'll see.
Yeah, I almost want to see if he knows the math. If he knows he can one-shot the mix with a Crystal Spike, then yeah, direct that Hyperkinetic Strike into the 𝗬𝗪s just to allow the mix to Crystal Spike it the next turn. So I think Dosh's game plan here, Crystal Spike the Tech's mix, kill it for this turn, and then Crystal Spike the 𝗬𝗪s after the HKS. The speed arrow is on Tech's side, so maybe the mix will be able to get off a final Crystal Spike before. If Tech's worried about, or if Dosh is worried about that Crystal Spike, he could possibly elect to HKS the mix. I don't know if that's enough though. It's at +1 speed. I don't think it's enough at 59%.
We do see HKS coming out from Vola into the 𝗬𝗪s. Is it enough to kill?
Ooh.
And it lives at 2.1%. It's gonna take a little bit of mirroring damage. Then we do see the Crystal Spikes finishing off the Volorend. Does mix go before the 𝗬𝗪s can take out the other mix?
Not.
No, it does not.
Wait a
so
second.
𝗬𝗪s survives with 2%. Mix takes out the Volorend, and 𝗬𝗪s takes out the mix. What a huge play for Techh here to seal this game. That's 2-0 for the finals, and he does take the win here.
That is right. Even if the mix with a Crystal Spike, it would have been a 𝗬𝗪s versus a 𝗂𝗶𝗆. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion in the house. His name is Techh, and he's here to play, guys. Techh, the Plus Weekly Tournament 37 champion.